welcome back, and this is going to be the next part of the endless driver game. So in the last video I was having some coding trouble to keep the player car inside the yellow lines. One of my students named Joe helped me out. So what happened was that I had these two conditions put in the exact same event, and all they needed to be done was be put into two separate events, so that way they weren't fighting each other. And so now you'll see here, now if I move left and right, you'll see that the car gets stuck inside the yellow and then a force is applied, and so there we are. So again, thank you, Joe, for helping me out. Okay, we're good. So now we are ready to move on to the next section, which is the big one, the collisions between the car and the traffic. Okay, so we're going to create a new event, and I think to do that we'll create a new comment just to separate. Go ahead and place it down here. And I think what I'll do, just to make it a little easier for people watching this video, is I'll go ahead and I'll put it up here, just so it's a little easier to see. Okay, so I'm going to need a new event. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, so all right, just made a couple extra events there. Okay, so we need to make a condition is collision. And let's see what they say. So it's going to be a collision between the player car and the object group called traffic. Okay, so you'll see that now on mine, here we go. I think we want this one right here, collision, common conditions for all objects collision. There we go. And we're going to say between the red car and between traffic. So that's another reason why object groups are really fantastic, because I can basically choose this one object and it actually includes all of the other cars, so that's nice. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is when they collide, we're going to create an object right where the red car is, and that's going to be the explosion. So let's go ahead and go back. Let's add an action, excuse me. And we're going to create an object explosion, and for the X and Y position we want to use the car's X and Y position. So we're going to type in, mine is called red car, yours might be different, and it's going to be, has to be typed in just like this. So it's going to be period X, and then we want to put in open and close parentheses. And what that means is it means that wherever the car is, wherever the red car is on its X and Y axis, it will then go ahead and place the explosion. So those parentheses just are sort of open buckets or containers for that information. Okay, so now if I go ahead and press play, and hopefully the collisions are active. Okay, not yet. Let me go ahead and save. Okay, so all I needed to do was scroll down a little bit more. I kind of spoke before I read. Okay, so you'll see that they're noticing the three issues. The explosion can't be seen, and that's because it's being covered up by the highway. The cars and the traffic, everything keeps moving. So the first thing we want to do is we want to add a brand new event that sets the Z order of the explosion so that it's higher up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and inside here, I'm going to make a new event, adds the condition, and it's going to set the Z order. So if I go ahead and search, and it's just Z order. So I'm going to say set the Z order or compare Z order. And you'll see here that this is interesting. This is where it just says Z order for the over here on the left, and then it says modify the Z order of a Z object, and here it's saying compare. So I wonder if I have the wrong one. Let me figure this out. Okay, so if you search the term Z, there's really only one block that you can use that's here. So again, my version is a little newer than the tutorial, and I'm going to say the Z order is equal to, and they're suggesting a level of 2. So we'll go ahead and try that. Say OK. Okay, so now we want to delete the car. And they want us to add a new event. So again, create a new event. Whoops. Okay, so I'm back. I had to do a little bit of figuring out and tidying up. But basically, I misunderstood the tutorial. And we basically want this one condition that when the red car is in collision with traffic, these 3 objects happen. It creates the explosion, just like I did before, but it also deletes the red object, which makes sense. And it also sets the Z order of the explosion equal to a value of 2 or higher. So again, this is the final of what you want. And when we go ahead and press play, you'll see that when I crash into and collide with any object, we now see the explosion there. Okay, so now we need to also, in addition to deleting the player car, we also want to delete the traffic. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste the deletion, but instead of deleting the red car, it's going to delete the object simply called traffic. There we go. And let's see if I can move it up. There we go. Keep it all nice and tidy. And let's take a look at this collision. Okay, so there we go. So it deleted the car that I actually had collision with, and that's good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so we're coming up to the next section here, which is setting the background color, and then getting ready to do the score. So I'm going to go ahead and call this video finished, and then I'll see you in the next video, and that should be it for this. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.